Our second story takes place in a remote area, deep in the woods. A girl, let's call her M, invited her friends over for a sleepover at her family's secluded house. M's house was nestled in the woods, miles away from the nearest neighbor, and behind the house, a cliff led down to the ocean. It was the perfect place for a weekend getaway until things took a horrifying turn. M, along with her friend Sam and the narrator, spent their evening playing games and chatting. Around midnight, they decided to go for a walk along the gravel road to get some fresh air. Everything seemed normal until they encountered a man walking on the other side of the street. At first, they didn't think much of it. Maybe he was just out for a late-night stroll. But there was something unsettling about him. He was wearing heavy clothing, even though the temperature was mild, and his smell was overpowering, foul and rancid. The stench lingered in the air long after they passed him. As they continued walking, the man's presence became more ominous. To their horror, they realized he wasn't walking away from them. He was following them. Panicked, they picked up their pace, but so did he. The man was moving faster, and his disturbing smell grew stronger. The group broke into a full sprint, desperate to escape him. That's when they heard it, a blood-curdling scream from Sam, who had looked back and seen the man sprinting toward them, holding something sharp in his hand, possibly a knife. They ran faster than they ever had before, reaching the safety of M's house, slamming the door shut behind them. The man didn't follow them any further, but the terror lingered. What did he want? Why had he followed them? They didn't know, but they were certain that they had narrowly escaped something far worse. Later that night, after the adrenaline had worn off, they tried to relax. But then, strange things started happening. From the darkened windows overlooking the cliff, the group could hear footsteps and strange movements outside. At first, they thought it was just a deer that M had been feeding, but when they looked outside, they saw him again. The man, now shirtless and standing ominously near the woods. They didn't stick around to find out what he wanted. The next morning, after telling M's parents, they discovered that the man was a known fugitive. In a chilling twist, they found a hidden shed nearby. Inside it were the remains of several victims. If they hadn't left when they did, they would have been next.